So now we're going to go over some of the common issues here. The most common issue would be the wire not feeding correctly. So you have your drive motor here. If you're pulling the trigger and it's just not spinning or anything like that, 95% of the time it's your control board not communicating with your drive motor here. The other small chance it could be is your drive motor completely being dead. It's a lot more common that the control board's out. So if you pull your trigger and you hear a clicking noise, it's going to be your control board. And I'm going to show you how to replace that. There's screws all along the top. You got to take the handle off as well. So handle off. There's screws all around. I took some off already, and then all around the side as well. So we're going to go ahead and take this off. You just kind of lift it up and pull it back. And before you touch any of this, most importantly, make sure your machine's off and make sure you unplug it completely, because it's still a live circuit if it's all plugged in. So this is your control board here, and this is your drive motor here. If you want to test before you go to your control board and you think it's your drive motor being dead, there is a way to test and see. You have your two wires connected to your drive motor here. So you just peel back the yellow and you grab a 9-volt battery and two wires. Connect one to the positive, like so, one to the negative. And if you hear that, your drive motor's good. So that's how you test if you want a drive motor, if your drive motor's going bad or not. If you hear it, it's still kicking. Now your control board. These are extremely easy to replace. Most importantly is take a picture of all your cords there. Once you have your new control board, you just pretty much plug and play. So disconnect all of them. And that might be a little tough to take out, so have a pliers handy if you need it. Alright, so now that we have all of them disconnected, there's 4 little screws that set it in place. So just take those out. Be careful, they are small, so don't lose them. There, now you got it completely out. Now we're going to put our new control board back in. So you can do it, you can plug them in before you screw them in. It's all up to you. I like to set them at least a couple of screws in first. And now you're just going to look at your pictures and put these back in place. Okay, so now you got all of them in there. You can plug it in and just test and make sure your gun is working. Just be careful. You can test it without the shell on. Just don't touch anything there. So now that's on. You'll hear it kick on. And you should be able to feed. Moving on to the second problem here. A lot of people have issues where they'll have a small gas leak and they'll hear it. What I like to do with gas leaks is I take the shell off, I disconnect my gas hose, and I like to run air into it. It just helps you listen easier. And the thing with gas leaks is they can be anywhere through. They can be at your beginning couplets, your other outlet couplets. You could have a hole in your gas hose, gas valve, your connections aren't tight enough. So kind of go through it all. They are hard to hear sometimes. So that's why I recommend running air. It's just a lot easier to hear. Alrighty, another common issue is people's display screens sometimes can go bad, or they don't display at all, or they'll throw up crazy numbers. There is a control board on the other side of this, so we'll take a look at that. It's just 4 little screws here. And then it's just one connection. If your displays are messed up, it could be this board. It could also be a control board, just because they correspond together. But if it's just not reading, it's going to be your front board. So that's just something to look out for as well. Let me get this glue off first. that on there. Put your 4 screws back in. Alrighty, and then if your knobs ever break, you just kind of, this yellow piece you pull back, and then there's a set screw. You take that out, and you can pull it off, and then to put them back on, same way you took it off. So put that on there, put your set screw and your washer back on there like that. And just snap that back into place. And then you have it.